Welcome back to another edition of Haunted Headlines. Skelly's trying to escape. You can tell Halloween is definitely drawing near because the spooky, otherworldly, and just plain paranormal headlines are once again more plentiful than ever. Which reminds me, it's a good time to remind you that the headlines highlighted here are the best of the best for the ones curated for the week of August 31st to September 7th. Sorry, my hair's in my face. To read them all, jaunt on over to hauntjaunts.net. You'll find them under the news category. And one more thing before we get started. If you're a regular viewer, you may have taken note that there's a lot of red going on this week. The logo, the background, my hair. And if you're really observant and if you can see it, you may have noticed this green ribbon on my lapel. Here's why. The Lymphoma Research Foundation has a Light It Red campaign this month for Blood Cancer Awareness Month. That's why the green ribbon. It's for the kind of cancer that I had. My bestie in Arizona gifted it to me when she sent me a You Can Beat This care package after I was first diagnosed. That was almost 10 years ago, if you can believe it. I can't. I'm now very thankful to call myself a non-Hodgkin lymphoma survivor. I just had my last 6-month checkup, not last whenever, but last because my tests and my x-rays looked good enough and I'm close enough to 10 years that they're moving me up to annual checkups from now on, which is really exciting and it's a kind of a big deal. If you're not familiar with non-Hodgkin lymphoma, it's one of the blood cancers along with leukemia, Hodgkin lymphoma, and myeloma. So that's why all the red. I'm lighting it red for all of September's haunted headlines to show my support for other survivors, those currently fighting, and in honor of the fallen, as well as all of the doctors, nurses, researchers, scientists, and caregivers who make it possible for me, for people like me, to beat the disease and just fight in general. And since this isn't the only cause I'll be talking about this week, it seems fitting to call this the Show Your Support edition. So let's get things rolling with news from August 31st. The Daily Messenger reported Belhurst Castle added to Haunted History Trail. First off, let me ask you, were you aware that there's such a thing as the Haunted History Trail of New York State? If you follow Haunt Jaunts, or if you have watched my other Haunted Headlines videos, you know because it's one of my favorite things to talk about. I just think it's a really cool thing that they do. But if you don't know about it, it's a guide to over 400 miles of haunted places in New York State. Belhurst Castle in Geneva is a new addition to the trail, so congrats to you, Belhurst. Skelly and I hope to jaunt up your way one of these days. On September 2nd came the first of a couple of stories about another cause that many are showing their support for or will be later this month. It's from WVVA. Local ghost investigators ready for worldwide hunt. It's about how the ghost hunting group 304 Seekers of Spirits, or 304 SOS, and how they will be participating in the world's largest ghost hunt on National Ghost Hunting Day, which is September 29th. 304 SOS will be investigating haunted historical landmarks in Beckley, West Virginia. September 2nd was also the day we posted a story about how the Third Time's a Charm 2018's world's largest ghost hunt, biggest, most spirited yet. This is the event's third year, and as of the publication of our post, there were 146 locations in 12 countries signed up to participate in the event on National Ghost Hunting Day. To join the fun, and if you want to hunt, go to the National Ghost Hunting Day's website. Participating teams and haunted locations can be found under the Hunt tab in the top menu. Just select Ghost Hunting Satellites. That's what they call the locations. Not sure if any hotels will be part of the world's largest ghost hunt, but there's one where you're guaranteed to encounter activity, making it questionable whether you'll be able to survive the night. The Rojak Daily reported about it on September 3rd. This is one haunted room in Japan you don't want to stay in. In preparation for Halloween, Hotel Universal Port, Universal Studio Japan's official hotel, will be introducing several horror-filled themed rooms to spook those who are daring enough to spend a night in them. This year's theme is Switches, the Switch to Terror, and like its name suggests, each room features one switch that you're not supposed to touch at all. But if you do, and they actually try to trick you into it, beware. Rooms will be available for booking now through December 20th. And if Halloween haunted attractions are your thing, here are two more notable haunted headlines before we get to this week's What the hell? What the heller? The Brentwood House of Horror that's so terrifying you need to bring a change of clothes. It's located in England and you have to sign a waiver because it's that terrifying. Not to mention you conduct a seance at the start to awaken the house. That just sounds like a recipe for disaster. A real seance, or as the creator of this unique experience put it, so obviously who knows what else might happen. The next headline is about a haunted attraction here stateside, and Universal Studios again. It's about how they unearthed their new RIP tour at Halloween Horror Nights. The all-new RIP tour is a first-class ticket to terror, featuring a private guided tour with trolley access, a gourmet buffet dinner, unlimited Universal Express Line privileges, and exclusive access to a specially themed Stranger Things lounge. There were a ton more haunted headlines about upcoming ghost tours and investigations, Halloween events, horror movies, and a lot more in our post this week. If you've already forgotten how to check them out, do me a favor, just rewind and watch what I said at the start of this video, because I'm lazy and I don't like repeating myself. It makes me mad. And trust me, I may look sweet, but you don't want to see me angry. I've got a temper and I'm not afraid to use it. Though I prefer not to. What I prefer to do right now is to get to this week's What the Hell headline. Or rather story, as there were multiple headlines about this story, including from NPR, the Denver Post, the Miami Herald, and WTVC. It's about the Connecticut man who's facing charges after shooting at a ghost. He told police he was a paranormal investigator after firing shots in his house at what he said may have been a ghost. Neighbors told police the only suspicious thing they heard that night was the gunshots that the man had fired, and a police investigation found no sign of the alleged intruder. The trigger-happy ghost hunter was charged with the illegal discharge of a firearm, making a false statement to police, second-degree reckless endangerment, misusing an emergency call, and disorderly conduct. As my parapal from VP Paranormal often says, don't blame a ghost. And if you're going to, don't shoot at it, because really, what good do you think that's going to do? I swear, some people did not stand in the line when brains were being given out. Whew, and on that snarky note, boy, I am really in a mood this week, sorry. I am out of here. Here's to hoping next week will find me in better spirits. Until then, take care of yourself. Ciao for now.